the year-long debate about where Jacksonville voters will head to the polls could finally come to a close. The Jacksonville City Council will vote on accepting the redistricting map drawn by several civil rights groups. And on your side, Zach Wilcox is joining us live from City Hall. Zach, this is an issue that will be taken up this week.
Yeah, Destiny, and it could put to bed something that's been going on for a year. I mean, we've had nothing but lawsuits and appeals and it's just so many maps over the course of the last 11 months or so. And before we really dig into this issue, I do want to emphasize to folks that wherever they voted in March for this first election of the year is the same place they're going to be voting in May. This map that's currently in place will at least last that long to get us through this election. What we're talking about is elections for years to come here. So we've really had quite the back and forth. And this all started last May when a group of civil rights activists, civil rights groups like the NAACP and the ACLU got together, filed a lawsuit against the city, accusing the city of gerrymandering the new maps. And a judge actually sided with them, saying that it seemed clear that race was considered in the process. So then there's been this kind of back and forth. The city had to drop some new maps. They submitted those new maps, and those groups still didn't like those new maps, and the judge ultimately let the plaintiffs draw some sort of maps, those civil rights groups. They submitted those maps and picked the one that the judge picked the one that was the most fair of those maps. And the city, of course, the city council appealed that decision, and that kind of gets us to where we are now. But ultimately, they could decide to just agree to use those maps for the foreseeable future, at least until 2030, when the next census is, and then that'll start this whole process all over again. I talked with an attorney representing those civil rights groups, and he said, quote, "The plaintiff-drawn map that the court ordered provides fair representation for black residents in Jacksonville to advocate for their community." So if they approve this settlement, the city council will also agree to pay $100,000 to help cover the legal costs of the civil rights groups. And this will come up at Tuesday's meeting, and then it'll also be probably a final vote. We're looking at May 9th, and that could really put this issue to bed, and we could stop talking about redistricting maps at least for a couple of years here. In Jacksonville, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.